Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my daily insight, my guidepost, my thought for the day. Today, it's based on something that I wrote at the end of August in 2019, and it's called The Sunshine and the Shadows. Life is filled with ups and downs, the glory and the pain, the sadness and the joy. So, in life's shadows, don't remain. We always have the choice as to where our focus lies. Do we see the happiness, or have we missed it with our eyes? Don't ignore the pain, allow it, don't deny. It's part of being human, it's okay to cry. Try and find the grace to hold your head up high in the sunshine and the showers, whilst you find your reason why. Everything happens for a reason. Make sure your reasons are good and face this world of madness with your love as you should. For loving with your heart wide open, you'll find a place beyond the hurt where everything is beautiful and none of life is cursed. I took a photograph of the grounds outside of the only Jewish Prime Minister of our country, Benjamin Disraeli's house, in the gardens there, and really just the rolling hillside, not the gardens. And in that photograph, there was half of it in sunshine and half of it in shadow. And it's just the way that the light was that particular point of that particular day. I'm going to share that with this broadcast, wherever it goes. And as I looked at the photograph, this poem emerged. It was acknowledging that in life there is the sunshine and there are the shadows, and there's good and bad, and there is so much that you can focus on in the world that can make you feel very sad indeed. And all you've got to do is turn on the TV news and you've very quickly got something to feel quite sad about. However, our own personal emotional well-being is something that we choose. It might not seem that way, but when something bad happens, it is possible for you and I to choose to see something good that's happened as a result of the bad thing that happened. And it's where we put our attention, whether we put it on the things which feel sad and annoying, engendering fear. It's our choice not to look at that and to instead focus in on the kindnesses being shown within that circumstance, of the prayers that are being said on behalf of those who are being maltreated, for the genuine beauty of the world around us with this poem. And you will see there, it depends which side of the room you look at. You go to a party and in the middle, everybody's having a dance. Everybody in the middle of the room is having a rare old time, big smiles and joking and laughing. But in one of the corners of the room, there's an argument going off. And depending on which part of the room you focus in on, if somebody asks you later, what kind of a party was it? You'd say, it wasn't a very good party, the people arguing there, or it was a great party, everybody was dancing and smiling and laughing and having a great time. So where we put our attention, where we put our focus on really does matter. And it's difficult to do. It's not easy and straightforward when you're in the middle of a crisis to decide, to choose to say to yourself, what's good about this? How can this make my emotional state better? It's a challenging question when something really, really difficult has happened, something bad has occurred in your world. You can make your plans for the day, but when you get up, there might be things that you weren't expecting waiting for you. Some could be really good, really exciting. Some friend turns up that you didn't expect to see today, and it's been a long time since you've seen them, and it's wonderful. Or maybe something really desperately wrong happens in your world. How do you face that day? You have a choice of your emotions. Yesterday, I was parked on a hill. I got my handbrake pulled right to the top because I know how dangerous parking on a hill can be. I put it in forward gear. I was facing forward. And then there's a knock at the door. This is where I work. And there's some ladies bringing their children home from school. And they said, we watched it. I said, watch what? This car parked above you rolled down the hill and hit your car. And I went to look and said, didn't hit it very hard. And I'm like, well, I can't see whether there is any damage done here. So I chose to reserve judgment until I was able to see the damage. The thing was, I couldn't move my car, because if I moved my car, this car that had run into me would have also moved. If I tried to reverse off, it would have made this other car come down with me. So then I'm trying to find the owner. It took me quite a while. I didn't really need to go that far, but I was told where to look, and I went where I was told to look rather than the most obvious place was next door. And the guy came out. He said, well, I put the handbrake on. I said, well, you didn't put it on hard enough. And I said, I always park, because this is a regular place that I go. I always park and pull the handbrake fully up and put it into gear. I said, you need to put yours into reverse and put the handbrake on as tight as it's ever been. And then we had a really lovely conversation. And it could have been a very unpleasant experience. When he reversed off, the car wasn't damaged, and neither was his car. So I made a new friend. So this is how we create the world that we're in, by deciding how to respond to things that happen in our lives. I could have been all guns blazing. Why did you leave your handbrake off? Why did you allow your car to roll into mine? Don't you know it's dangerous? I could have been into him in a really bad way, but I decided to reserve judgment and to find out whether there was any damage. And if there had been, then he seemed quite ordinary, agreeable, pleasant sort of chap anyway. I'm sure we'd have resolved it between us. So I'm just giving that as an illustration of this poem. You need, and I need, to focus in on the sunshine and not the shadows of our life. The shadows will always be there. They're not going away, but to just concentrate on that. I'm going to read my poem and end the broadcast. The sunshine and the shadows. Life is filled with ups and downs, the glory and the pain, the sadness and the joy. So in life, shadows don't remain. We always have the choice as to where our focus lies. Do we see the happiness, or have we missed it with our eyes? Don't ignore the pain. Allow it. Don't deny. It's part of being human. It's okay to cry. Try and find the grace to hold your head up high in the sunshine and the showers, whilst you find your reason why. Everything happens for a reason. Make sure your reasons are good. and face this world of madness with your love, as you should. For loving with your heart wide open, you'll find a place beyond the hurt, where everything is beautiful and none of life is cursed. Namaste.